guys, it's Sylvia. Welcome back to my channel. I have not posted in months, which is shameful, but it's 2026 and I'm gonna be more present and posting more videos. I've also been traveling a lot, so I'm gonna have videos about my adventures and my travel. I went back home to London. I also spent New Year's and Christmas in Malaga, Spain. So watch out for those videos shortly. But this video is all about a tour of my brother's 690 square foot apartment. I think that's like 64 square meters in European terms in the metric system. So I'm gonna have him actually show you around the flat, talk about what he bought, his inspiration. My brother's apartment I would describe as like mid-century modern predominantly, but they are influences that are kind of Bohemian, African, Ugandan specifically, because that's where we're from, and also just very organic, lots of round shapes, natural materials. And he did a really great job. I introduced him to Pinterest, so I'm gonna take credit for that, but it's all him. So he's gonna walk you around his flat, and I will be including all the links to things that he bought. He did redesign or refurbish his flat a long time ago, so some of the things that bought may not be available, but I will include dupes, especially for the US audience, so that there are links for maybe where you can buy them over here in the States. That's pretty much it. So stay tuned, enjoy it, watch to the end. Please like, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. And I'm excited to bring my channel back in 2026. All right, bye. Tell us about the big pieces of furniture.
Yeah, so this sofa I got donated from our sister Connie. This is from Next.
Okay.
So yeah, it's quite a...
Shout out to Connie.
Yeah, shout out to Connie, yeah. It's quite a comfy sofa. This one I got from IKEA as well. Sort of matches the main sofa. I kind of wanted to go for one that was a bit more chic and simple because I live, by myself. So I do have guests every now and then, but I didn't feel as though it was necessary to buy like two big comfy sofas. So I just got one and then this smaller one. Coffee tables I got from a flea market, and the lamp from a flea market in Beckenham. The radiogram / record player, which has been retrofitted with Bluetooth, I got from the same flea market in Beckenham. So yeah, that was quite a cool story. Connie, Dave and I went to Park where they were doing this vintage fair, which they run every few months. And I came across this one stall that was playing music from the radiogram itself. And I thought, oh, this is a pretty nifty piece. I had no intentions of buying anything when we were there. But yeah, the guy was playing some music and I was like, yeah, I've got to have it. So, and it fits the theme of this side of the living space quite well, because you might notice that I have everything on this side of the room is sort of like I've gone for a sort of retro walnut theme. A lot of the furniture pieces on this side of the room sort of have that sort of walnut theme. So yeah, the trays I got from Vinted, again, sort of similar. The poof I got from Swoon. So I was quite keen to have like a sort of a statement piece. Again, I'm all about the statement pieces in the middle of the living room where you've got the poof and / footrest with a plant and some books. The rug I got from Dad. So when he was working in Afghanistan, he had like a load of rugs and furniture that he brought back to Dubai when he retired. And when I bought this flat, I was like keen to have some rugs, and he was like, oh, why don't you, I've got loads of rugs, you can take one of them. So this is an authentic rug from Afghanistan, which is again another sort of statement piece which I quite like.
I didn't know he was giving away rugs.
Yes, I was quite lucky. I said, if you don't ask, you don't get. But yeah, and then the lamp in the corner, again, that's another French purchase from La Redoute. It's really nice, you should check it out. This little mini rack here, I'm going to use to store like vinyls. I think it's more of a magazine rack, but I also got that from the vintage store. The reading chair and the table are both from IKEA. So this is I like to have a bit of a reading nook. And then the painting is from Uganda as well. Lamp is from Made. So this little reading nook I quite like the idea of. I was inspired by Pinterest. When you enter the flat, the first thing that you see is like this piece. So you see this painting of the kids. It's a way of introducing people to the flat, and the homeliness of it. So this is very much the first thing that you see. Plants, live plants, got them from wherever.
And are most of these real?
Most of them are real, yeah. There are a couple of fakes, like this one behind here is fake. Because the flat is south-facing, as I mentioned before.
Where's this table from?
That's also from the flea market. So actually I got these coffee tables I got as a set.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's quite a good find, actually. And that's the living room side. The dining table and the dining bench, they're two separate pieces actually. This one I got from, I forget the name of it, but I can provide you with the details. This I got from John Lewis. I was keen to have I had this obsession with dining benches at the time I bought the flat. So I knew that I wanted a dining set where a table and dining bench and some chairs on the other side. As I was mentioning, on the living room side is more sort of like a walnut vibe, and then as you cross over to the dining area side of the living space, it's more of a medium oak effect. So I've gone with that sort of theme on this side. The drinks cabinet I got off Amazon. I was keen to have something a little bit classy, and I mean I do drink wine. I'm not by no means a connoisseur, but I just wanted to have something there so that when guests come, there's something to drink, and then there's some liquor in the cabinet itself. The paintings I bought it via Etsy, so it's like an independent artist. So I already had an idea of the colour scheme that I was thinking of when I was having the flat decorated before I moved in. So I figured, these paintings would match the style. And a lot of the paintings and the prints and stuff like that are all quite African themed. There's a bit of a Scandi, Japandi type vibe going on. But I also wanted to incorporate African heritage and stuff. So those are the paintings. This little wicker cabinet here, rattan type thing, I got off the street. I was walking from the pub one day, and someone had left it outside of their house, and it literally just said, "Take it." There's a bunch of stuff, and I was like, "Oh, you know what? This fits perfectly."
What about the headlight? Is the
the rattan vibe? Yeah, this is from IKEA.
Okay.
Yeah. So so again, sort of in keeping with the theme, and then these sort of hexagonal shelves I got from via Etsy as well. So I initially bought these three initially, and I was like, the wall is still a bit bare, so I bought an additional 3 and populated it with some plants and some ornament pieces. These mini coffee tables, so these were originally on this side. They're from IKEA, and then once I bought the other 3 sets of coffee tables, I brought these over here and put some plants on top.
And what about this? I don't think we talked about this. Is that from?
This is a gift from Mom, so she got it from Uganda. So I thought, it's a nice additional coffee table I use. The rug is IKEA, so not as authentic as the living room rug, but nice nonetheless, and matches the sort of the theme. The colour of this side of the wall was inspired by this German lady that I followed on Instagram. I couldn't find the colour that she used in particular, but again, I got it from Farrow & Ball. And then this is Oxford Stone, this kind of wall colour. So again, all sort of pastoral light colours to sort of bring out the natural brightness of the room. The colour scheme that I went for, much across the flat, I've gone for quite bright pastoral colours. So I've gone for an off-white, shadow white, I think it's called, from Farrow & Ball. I used that, and I kind of, again, much like with the study, I've tried to use sort of foundational colours that sort of establish the theme throughout the rest of the room. The bed, I was quite keen to get sort of like a low-rise type bed. It's a platform bed with sort of like an inbuilt bookshelf running around it, which I thought was pretty cool. I got that from La Redoute. So I'm English major, so I read a lot of books, so I like to pretend that I'm well read.
And what about the floating cabinet?
Yeah, the bedside table, I've forgotten where I got it from, but I can provide you.
We'll put the name.
Yeah, I made a note of all the things that I bought anyway over the years. The wall baskets, were Ugandans. I got that from a flea market in Kampala. I bought a bunch of those. Mom bought a bunch of them and then brought them over. So I hung them up on the walls.
The hats too is a good idea, putting the hats up.
Yeah, I like to put the hats up. Yeah, it's convenient so it doesn't get crushed wherever you place them. Just got these from like flea markets over the years. And then the plants. I feel like if you have a bit of nature in your flat, it just makes it even more homely. So the building is quite old, and so naturally it's not so well insulated. So this room can get really cold. So I bought in flowers that can firstly withstand the light because the flat is south facing, but is also quite resilient to handle the slightly colder weather. So I've got like eucalyptus and spider plants, etc. Dotted around. The mirror I got from Maid as well. So actually, I thought I wanted a statement piece in the bedroom, so I got this, and I figured, in a small room like this, it kind of makes it feel a little bit larger.
And the floating shelf.
Floating shelf's IKEA.
What is the vibe that you're going for in this room?
So in this room, pretty much throughout the rest of the flat, I've gone for sort of quite a cozy vibe, something that's quite homely, so that when anyone comes in, they feel sort of at home. So this is my sort of guest room / office. Tried to sort of make it kind of welcoming for anyone that stays here.
And what about the sofa? Where'd you get the sofa from?
The sofa I got from made.com. So it's a sofa bed, folds out, so it's quite practical as well as being stylish. The colours that I've used in the room have kind of been based around the sofa really. So I got the coffee table, the desk, the chair from La Redoute, which is like a French website, I believe. So I incidentally just found a coffee table and a desk that sort of matched the colour scheme of the sofa. So I kind of just built off that. The red, sort of, I can't remember what the colour's called, but it's sort of like, it kind of accentuates the sort of the warmth of the room, and the flat in general is quite south facing, so it makes the brightness of the room kind of stand out, and it all kind of flows together.
Okay, great. And where'd you get the lamps from?
I got the desk lamp from John Lewis. This is a custom shade that I got from the flea market. And then the other lamp is from IKEA.
Okay, nice. It looks great. And what kind of style is this? It's like a vintage style, I guess. Probably have to look it up.
Yeah, so you will probably have to look it up. But I'm trying to go for sort of a vintage feel. I guess it's somewhat of a retro style, I guess. I didn't really have any specific themes when I sort of built it out, but just tried to go with a sort of quite mellow vibe.
And where's the rug from?
The rug is from Dunelm, so just local chain.